Hi everybody, I'm here for the second vlog this week, today. Willow by Julia Hoban. I'm going to be reading from this today. I'm going to be quite far in. In the advanced copy, it's page 227 to 230, yeah. And then I think in the actual hardcover, it's like 220 to 223, something like that. It's earlier in the book. Um, so I'm not entirely sure what you need to know about this. Oh, okay. Um, in this scene, Willow is basically talking to Guy about um, the accident that happened that killed her parents. And, yeah. So I will go ahead and start. Um, I'm going to tell you something, Willow repeats. She sits down cross-legged on the floor and pulls him down alongside her, close. So close that it is as if they are joined from shoulder to hip. And listening, Guy seems reserved but attentive. All right, Willow takes a deep breath. After the accident, I was in the hospital for a week. There wasn't anything wrong with me, but you know they keep you in there for observation or something. Anyway, the one good thing about it was that I was so drugged that I didn't really get what had happened. Oh, I knew all right, but I didn't get it. I was conscious maybe 2 or 3 hours a day. I just slept all the time. She pauses for a moment to gather her thoughts. Then David and Kathy came to pick me up. Of course they'd visited me all the time. I mean, that they came to take me home. Well, to their house. Obviously, I had to move in with them. I couldn't go back home and live by myself, and David didn't want to leave the city. He worked out how I could finish the school year by sending in some extra papers and things. I was always ahead in my classes, and anyway, my old school got out mid-May, so there were only about eight weeks left. Willow stops talking. She knows what she's going to say. It's just hard to come out with things that she's never before spoken of to anyone. It was terrible after the hospital. The hospital was, I don't know, oblivion. But being with David and Kathy, not having sleeping pills or pain pills was just awful. I was dazed all the time, not from drugs anymore, but because now I really knew what I'd done. I mean, I got it in my head. I understood what had happened, but I didn't feel any pain. Not then, anyway. I guess I was still in shock. Well, after about another week of just hanging around in my bathrobe and sleeping all day, David decided that he wanted to go home and pack up our parents' books to take to his apartment. You can imagine that our house has a lot of books. I'm talking thousands upon thousands. Anyway, when we got home, David gave me a screwdriver. He wanted me to take apart this old bookcase down in the basement while he got to work on some of the ones upstairs. Excuse me. Now that I think about it, what he did doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's no place in his apartment for all of those books, and why would I have to dismantle this crappy old bookcase anyway? Why not just pack up all the books? You know what I think was going on? I think for David, destroying the bookcases that way was like when the ancient Greeks would rend their clothes and tear their hair as a way of mourning. I think that's what it was all about, even though in the end we didn't get very far with it. So I was downstairs in the basement with the screwdriver. Now, me and a screwdriver is not a good mix. It's like high heels on Everest, something you never want to see together. And I'm trying to take the stupid bookcase apart, and it's just not happening. And all of a sudden, maybe it's being back home, I don't know, maybe it's what books meant to my parents and the fact that I'm trying to dismantle their collection, but all of a sudden I start to get it. I don't mean think it, I mean get it. It was like there was this extraordinary pain just knocking at the door of my consciousness, this overwhelming, extreme sensation, and I knew that if I let it in, I would go under. And then, just when I thought that I had no control over what was about to happen, I realized two things. The first is that the emotional pain was going away. It was leaving. It wasn't going to consume me. And the second was that I was stabbing myself, really attacking myself with a screwdriver. And that the physical pain that I was causing was better than the best drug the hospital had. It was just forcing everything else out. This pain, this physical pain was flowing through my veins like heroin, and I was numb, immune to the rest of it. I couldn't feel anything but the pain, and I knew that I had found a way to save myself. When he found me out, he thought that I wanted to kill myself, that all this slashing was like target practice until I got up enough courage for the real thing. You don't understand at all. You just don't get it. I'm saving myself. I've taught myself. I've trained myself not to feel anything except physical pain. I'm completely in control of that. Do you understand? Do you get what that means? Guy doesn't say anything. He is ashen-faced. Willow is also silent, spent from having revealed so much. But something else is happening too. As she sits there next to him, she is acutely aware of the way his body feels, of the way his arms look, with his sleeves rolled up, of the texture of his bare skin as it brushes against hers, and of the sensations all of those things evoke deep inside of her. And she realizes that try as she might to prevent it, try as she might to only feel pain, now there is something else she feels as well, and there is nothing else there is nothing she would rather do than kiss him. And that's all I'm going to read today. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will um, see you guys later this week with all the other Fresh New Voice of YA posts that I will be putting up and in my mailbox this week. So I will see you all then. Bye.